What is going on? It's your boy Troy here, back with another video. I'm going to discuss a pretty sensitive topic, or could call it a pretty fucked up topic: white pedophiles in Asia, specifically in Southeast Asia. It kind of comes with the territory of being a poor country that you're going to have these white pedophiles gravitate towards your country, and that is the case with Southeast Asia. It's a pretty fucking big epidemic of white pedophiles. Some of you may say, Troy, you're a fucking racist cunt, why are you saying white pedophiles? Well, the fact of the matter is, if they ever catch a Negro pedophile or an Asian pedophile or an Eskimo pedophile, then I'll start broadening the range of descriptors, of adjectives. But at the moment, it's all white pedophiles. A recent big case that came to light was that of Richard Huckle, a 30-year-old white English teacher in Malaysia who had devastated the lives of hundreds of Malaysian kids from 18 months right up to 15 years. And some of them he abused, raped, and videotaped the rapes and the child abuse and the vaginal intercourse and the obvious internal injuries that come with that, videotaped it for consumption overseas that were financing his crimes, his sick acts. And it was just so hard for him to get caught. He'd been operating for years in Malaysia and Southeast Asia. He got his TEFL course. He completed that in a matter of 2 months. So it's very easy for these guys to get the qualifications that will allow them to come over here and prey on young children of Asia. And hey man, it's not a topic that I'm enamored with. It's not a topic that I thought, yeah, I really want to make a fucking video talking about fucking white pedophiles in Asia. It's not one of my, things that I like to even think about. And to me, it's just the most gruesome, horrendous thing on the planet. So it's not something that I would like to delve into. I know that it's a serious matter that we need to tackle and stuff, but for me, it's like Nietzsche said, if you look long enough into the abyss looks into you. What he meant by that was, the more you research and find out about these monsters, these subhumans, the more understanding you have of them, it can affect you. So I just like to cast these things out of my mind and not even think about them. But they do affect me in everyday life, because a lot of people say, why do you always help young girls? One of the stories that really affected me was the case of Peter Scully, a white Australian pedophile that operated in Asia. I read the story of how he lured these girls in, these homeless girls from Cambodia, into his lair, where he eventually raped them, tortured them over the course of a few weeks or months, I think it was, and eventually killed them, murdered them. And the way he lured them was he befriended or hired a local, and that girl went to these homeless children and she won their trust. Once she established a bit of rapport with them, she invited them back to her hotel room, which was Peter Scully's room. And from there they were held against their will and tortured and raped, videotaped over weeks and months, until one of them died. And then when I help these children in terms of giving them water or food or money, it is with that in mind that maybe because they've had water or food for that day, they don't need to take that additional risk, engage in a risky behavior like go off with someone that offers them food or something. Maybe if I've taken care of their basic need for that day, that gets them to safety somewhat, because they're more at risk, the young girls of Asia that are poor. And these white pedophiles, they prey on these children that maybe don't have enough water or food for that day, and that hunger pains cause them to just take a risk and go off with someone that's offering them some relief from their hunger or their thirst for that day. You know what it is? It's the fact that it's so hard to catch these guys. Like Richard Huckle, the only reason he got caught was because he was videotaping these acts, putting them out onto the web. That's how he came to the attention of these law enforcement agencies in the UK. The only reason he was caught was because he flew back to the UK to visit his family for Christmas, and that's when they had the legal jurisdiction to clap a pair of handcuffs on him. I just think, what if he didn't fucking go back to the UK? That guy could still be in operation right now after destroying hundreds of lives of poor, impoverished Malaysian kids. That guy could be out on the fucking loose now if it wasn't for that fortuitous chance event that he decided to go back to the UK after years of living in Malaysia. That just goes to show you that for every white pedophile that's caught, there's probably 1,000 out there. At a small estimate, there's probably 1,000 out there, because it was this massive sting operation that they launched, that they ended up catching Richard thousands upon thousands of man hours to catch this one guy. That was making it easy for them to catch him in terms of broadcasting all these crimes, launching these websites like how to avoid detection as a pedophile. He was giving guides so that other guys could come to Asia and engage in the same activities, same crimes, same acts that he was doing and avoid detection. He printed a handbook of how to avoid detection for white pedophiles, and he stepped foot back into the UK. That's the only fucking reason he got caught, mate. You know, what if some guy didn't do all that? He would fucking still be around, and they still are around. The countries in Southeast Asia are experiencing a fucking epidemic, man. And the thing is, these guys, most of them are going to avoid detection, unfortunately. You know, that's the reality of the matter, because there's so much more